Ladies and gentlemen, Behind the Line proudly presents to you another exciting edition of the Woke! Turning on the Woke! This episode is brought to you by Unemployed Unknowns. Are you a woke welfare collector at the Cemetery News Network, terrified of losing your job? Have you been on primetime television for years and you're still struggling to get recognized at family reunions? If you're unknown and about to get fired, Unemployed Unknowns can quench your financial desires. Unemployed Unknowns has a variety of specialists who specialize in unemployment benefits, free money, free health plans. Do not wait, because here in about 2 months, these welfare benefits will be eradicated by the Orange Man. Apply for woke welfare today at unemployedunknowns.com. Who could have seen this coming? I mean, who could have possibly seen this coming? Who could have predicted the demise of the Cemetery News Network? Who could have known that the bruised caboose of the CNN Titanic was about to get pierced by the frozen wiener? Who could have known months ago that CNN would potentially be firing their on-air talent? Oh yeah, this guy. Several months ago, I shared a report with you guys. I believe it was from Radar Online. At the time, it was pure speculation. It was just a rumor. But here on the channel, we believed it. Wasn't hard to believe because CNN has been struggling to draw ratings for years now. According to the report, once the presidential election was over, there was going to be a massive cleansing at the Cemetery News Network. And when I say cleansing, I wasn't talking about cleaning the burial plots in the woke cemetery. I wasn't talking about scooping the turds off the grave of the donut diva Brian Stelter's media career. This was not a cleaning that required the services of the dump divers in the WNBA dump. We don't need the original pooper swooper Sherry Swoops. The cleansing that we were talking about with CNN, it was a complete overhaul of on-air talent. And I use the word talent loosely here. The only talent these people seem to have is applying polish on the turd. They damn sure don't have the ability to draw an audience, which is why CNN is in this predicament to begin with. Over the next couple of months, we could see some unknown names and unrecognizable faces at CNN patiently waiting for their checks in the unemployment line. Now, believe it or not, the cleansing at CNN, it's already started. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go ahead and get to the sponsor for today's video, Soul Dog USA. Now, even though the cat ladies at Woke United Methodists like to claim that Garfield is man's best friend, we all know that distinction, it really belongs to our dogs. You can do or say whatever the hell you want about me, but you can't do shit to my girls Chew and Oreo. My friends at Soul Dog USA, they feel the exact same way about their dogs. Soul Dog USA is an animal-loving, patriotic clothing brand. If you like the open road and enjoy your God-given American freedom, Soul Dog USA has the apparel for you. They've got patriotic hats, hoodies, shirts, and huggers for the patriotic adult beverage of your choice. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL10, BTL10, save 10% off your first purchase with Soul Dog USA. Headline at the Daily Mail. CNN will axe top stars in layoffs that will see hundreds fired as ratings continue to tank. Now, while I do appreciate the headline, the Daily Mail is being a bit misleading here. There is no such thing as top stars working at CNN. If CNN had top stars, they would not be going through another round of layoffs because stars would be drawing ratings. Now, according to the Daily Mail, executives at CNN, they are looking to repair the unrepairable. CNN President Mark Thompson, he is trying to emulate the so-called success in the WNBA. He is trying to achieve the unachievable. Mark Thompson, he is looking to repair the reputation of the Cemetery News Network. Now, in order to try to do that, he has got to get rid of the people responsible for turning CNN into a dump. The first person to pack their personal belongings, it was Chris Wallace. Chrissy Poo! Yesterday, it was announced that Chris Wallace was fired by CNN. Well, KC, that's not true. He told the Daily Beast that he wants to get into podcasting. He wasn't fired. Chrissy quit! First of all, I looked down the list of people that I trust. Chris Wallace ain't on it. He didn't even make the back of the list. Chris Wallace can say whatever the hell he wants. He can frame the narrative that he is leaving CNN on his own terms, but according to the Daily Mail, CNN decided not to renew his contract. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that sounds to me like his ass was fired. And shit, who can blame him? CNN was paying Chris Wallace almost $9 million a year. $9 million a year, and most people didn't even know that he worked there. You know why Chris Wallace is starting a podcast? He can't get another job in the media. And I guarantee you, his podcast will be a huge embarrassing failure. And it's not because Chris Wallace is older than Methuselah. It's not because social security numbers were in the single digits when he was born. I might not know much, but if there is one thing I know, it's podcasting, YouTube. I know what it takes to succeed in podcasting because I've done it. Chris Wallace might be a great journalist, but you know what he's not? You know what he's never been? A great entertainer. There is nothing entertaining about Chris Wallace. Who in the hell wants to watch Chris Wallace singing along to Shania Twain? Ooh, Shana, I love your music. Man, I feel like a woman. Those lyrics really touched Chrissy. The firing of Chris Wallace and his overpaid contract, I would not pay this doofus $9, much less $9 million. But the firing of Chris Wallace, that was only the beginning. Over the next couple of months, we could see massive changes in CNN's daily lineup. Remember a few months ago when I told you guys that Andy Cooper had taken a break from polishing the turd so he could polish his resume? Well, according to the Daily Mail, the fate of Andy Cooper is as unknown as his mainstream recognition. Now, this is pure speculation on my part, but I think Andy's new favorite color will be pink to go along with his pink slip. CNN is paying Anderson Cooper $20 million a year. Now, what are they getting in return for this investment? A primetime program that averages 700,000 to 800,000 viewers. Andy Cooper is making Sean Hannity money, and he is delivering Stephen A. Smith ratings. That dog won't hunt. Jake the Bongo Tapper, Wolf Blitzer, woof, woof, woof. The Tapper and the Woofer, they could be looking for gainful employment very soon. Recently, the Bongo Tapper and the Wolf, they were denied raises. Excuse me? Raises? Like increases in salary? When I was reading this report earlier this afternoon, I had to reread that paragraph several times. Initially, I thought CNN was denying them raisins, which would make sense since raisins are Wolf's favorite fruit. Ooh, I love those shriveled bite-sized pieces of heaven. But CNN, they were not denying nutrition. CNN was refusing to increase the salaries of Jake Tapper and Wolf Blitzer. Me personally, I would have fired them on the spot for having the audacity to ask for a raise. Are you out of your fucking mind? Neither one of you are drawing an audience. Say what you want about Don Lemon, but Donnie, he knew how to generate interest. It might not have translated to ratings during his final months at CNN, but Donnie Lemon, he knew how to bring attention to the network. When is the last time you heard anything about Wolf Blitzer? Besides counting wrinkles, there's really nothing interesting about him. I thought Jake the Bongo Tapper was excellent when he moderated the presidential debate, but I just don't think you can depend on debates happening 5 nights a week. Now, imagine my surprise. Just imagine my surprise when I found out that Caitlyn Collins was at risk of being fired. Katie Roo! Katie Roo! The Roo is currently making about $3 million a year to entertain the 3 lonely men who watch her on mute. Now, I'm no expert in math, but according to my calculations, that means CNN is paying $1 million a viewer. They could just pull stock images from Google of woke women in tuck-friendly bathing suits, put that on the air for 60 minutes to entertain those 3 viewers, and CNN, they could do that for free. Honestly, I think Caitlyn Collins is safe here. If you look at CNN's actions over the last few months, they are clearly trying to make Caitlyn Collins the face of the network. And look, it makes sense. I know Rue is struggling to draw an audience, but she's young. She's aesthetically pleasing. She's a good communicator, even though she's painfully boring. If Rue could develop half a personality, she might be able to make it in primetime cable news. But it is too early to give up on her. Plus, you're getting Rue at a discount rate. $3 million a year, that is basically minimum wage in primetime cable news. Now the question is, who will replace these unknowns who could potentially be fired at CNN? Now I'm speculating here, but I think CNN could reach out to people who have successfully built platforms digitally. Mark Thompson, he is putting an emphasis on CNN's digital platforms. What better way to build digitally than to hire people who have successfully done it without the benefit of a mainstream platform? At this point, what the hell do they have to lose? For years, the biggest problem at CNN, it has been a complete lack of identity. They've got to find a way to differentiate themselves from Fox News and MSNBC. And what better way to do that than hiring fresh, young stars? People with personality, people who are charismatic. Problem is, convincing those people to work at CNN. I can only tell you what I would do if I was approached by CNN. And look, CNN would never approach me because I'm not big enough. I don't have a big enough platform. But even if they did, I would not agree to work there. Why would I want to deal with the constraints and the pressure of corporate media? Why would I want to deal with some doofus producer who is telling me what I'm going to talk about? Why would I be willing to deal with the bullshit when I have complete creative control here? Why would I give up my creative freedom? Why would I give up my flexibility? Why would I give up my freedom to work when I want to work at a struggling network? There is no amount of money that's worth my freedom. And look, I realize that not everyone is like me. I realize that some people can be bought. But I think a lot of content creators feel the same way that I do. When you are successful on your own terms, when you're accustomed to not having a boss, it is incredibly difficult to re-enter a world where someone is telling you what to do. But anyway, give me your thoughts on this. The stress, the anxiety levels, they are high as CNN prepares another round of layoffs. Hundreds of people could lose their jobs, with most of the cuts being producers and on-air talent. Who will be fired at CNN? Andy Cooper, Wolf Blitzer, Jake Tapper, The Roo? More importantly, who will CNN try to get to replace them? What direction will the network go? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. Best way to contact me is through email, btlkc84@gmail.com. I'll see you guys tomorrow.